Today I'm going to be doing the voice challenge, which is where I say a bunch of different things, and it's for people who, I guess, haven't really heard my voice, get to hear the accent or the lisp or whatever, see that I'm an actual person. So I guess we'll get started with this. Number one is to recite the poem. So I am going to recite I Could Not Stop for Death. So here it goes. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held just but our souls in immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had to put away my labor and my leisures too, for his civility. We passed the school where children played, their lessons scarcely done. We passed the fields of grazing grain, we passed the setting sun. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. Its roof was scarcely visible, the cornice but a mound. Since then 'tis centuries, but each feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horse's heads were towards eternity. That was really bad. I'm sorry I messed that up. The next thing is to read the first page of one of your favorite books. So my favorite book is Misery by Stephen King, so I'm going to read the first page of that. Your number one fan. These sounds even in the haze. But sometimes the sounds like the pain faded, and then there was only the haze. He remembered the darkness, solid darkness that had come before the haze. Did that mean he was making progress? Let there be light, even though the hazy variety and the light was good, and so on and so on. Had those sounds existed in the darkness? He didn't know the answers to any of these questions. Did it make sense to ask them? He didn't know the answer to that one either. The pain was somewhere below the sounds. The pain was east of the sun and south of his ears. That was all he did know. For some length of time that seemed very long, and so was, since the pain and stormy haze were the only two things which existed, the sounds were the only outer reality. He had no idea who he was or where he was, and cared to know either. He wished he was dead, but through the pain-soaked haze that filled his mind like a summer storm cloud, he did not know he wished it. As time passed, he became aware that there were periods of non-pain, and that these had a silent quality. And for the first time since emerging from total blackness which had prolonged the haze, he had had thought, which existed apart from whatever his current situation was. I'll just skip over to the next page because the sentence didn't end there. But, yeah. It's a really good book. I'd suggest you all check it out. It's definitely my favorite. I've read it probably 10 times, if not more. The next thing you do is read the little blurb on the back of your shampoo bottle. So I'll have to go get that. The little blurb on the back of my shampoo bottle says, "Enjoy the sweet scent of fresh-picked strawberries as gentle cleansers bring out the natural beauty of your hair." Did you guys see my natural beauty? The next thing is to do a tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore. I'm gonna do that one because I'm bad with tongue twisters. And the fifth one is to say something in a different language. And forgive me if any of you speak French, because I picked this up from my mom and my best friend. It's entrez-vous s'il vous plaît, and I think it has something to do with walking through a door. Share an anecdote. When I was in 7th grade, I knew this guy and he was like really gullible. And forgive me if you see this and you know I'm talking about you, but I convinced you a lot of stuff. So I knew this guy and he was really, really vulnerable. He was a pretty good friend of mine. And one day, I don't know what caused me and my friends to think to do this, but we decided that we would convince him that I couldn't see the color purple. and it was like some rare form of color blindness, and took about a week and a lot of insisting and him writing in purple pen and me just pretending to not see anything. He finally just kind of gave and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for making fun of you, blah blah blah, and I believe you, whatever." And I was just like, "Oh well, I can see it. It's actually my favorite color, blah blah." We actually, I think the final thing that like got him to believe it was we had our friend go in and edit the Wikipedia article for color blindness to add in that you could be blind to specific colors. And we'd like rush to go and look it up so Wikipedia didn't change it back. So that's a really lame antidote. I can't think of any good ones right now. The seventh one is to say, do the rains in Spain stay mainly on the plains? Do the rains in Spain stay mainly on the plains? Is that a question? I don't know. I've never been to Spain. Summarize the last film/TV episode you watched. The last movie I watched was Silence of the Lambs, and that is about this cop named Clarice, and she goes in and consults Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who is a psychiatrist turned serial killer cannibal. She comes to consult him so they can find this serial killer that's running around and abducting women and killing them. And I'm not going to say much because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who like hasn't seen it and might want to see it in the future. It's a very good movie, one of my favorites. I would definitely suggest it. Next one is, let us hear your ringtone and text message sound. I have to actually turn my ringtone on to like text Gibson, tell him to call me or something.
I think you know what I'm getting at. I find it so upsetting that the memory.
So that was my ringtone. It's Witch to Bury Us with a Hatchet by Relient K. And then my text tone is so the next one is tell a joke. I don't know any good jokes. I could tell one that my old biology teacher told us. It was really lame. And it's this guy, and he's gonna take his girlfriend to prom. It's gonna be a really romantic night, so he decides to go and rent a limo, and he gets there, and the line for renting a limo is really long. And after that, he goes to pick up his tux, and the line there is really long, and so he goes to the flower shop. He decides to get her this nice bouquet of flowers, and he gets there, and he gets to the florist, and there's a really, really long line there too, and he waits and he gets the flowers, and once they get to prom, they're dancing. He says, hey, do you want punch? And she goes, no, I'm fine. So he goes to her punch table, and there's no punch line. What did you have to eat today? I woke up and I made myself a fried egg, and then that was it. I've had a fried egg all day. It was a very good fried egg. Talk about something that really scares you. Something that really scares me is, drowning because when I was little, I used to be like a really big swimmer and stuff, and was always in the pool. And as I started to get older, I stopped swimming as much, and I'm not that strong a swimmer now. Like I can keep myself afloat and stuff, but I'm afraid of drowning. That, and I've almost drowned before, a couple times, so that's kind of had an impact on me. So the next thing is talk about something that makes you happy. Something that makes me happy is I help lead worship at my church in the children's ministry, so every week, or every 3 weeks, I get all dressed up and then I put on colorful clothes and accessories and do my makeup all colorful, and I get out there and I have to dance 5 services and 2 practices, very high energy dances. It does take a toll on me. I'm very worn out by the end of the weekend, but I've really gotten to make some good friends doing this ministry, and I have a team that I've come to know, and just we've become like tight knit. I can talk to my team if I'm going through something, and they'll be there to support me. And I love getting up on stage, and I get to see kids who, when I was their age, I hated going to church, and I hated just pretty much anything having to do with it because I didn't like my church. And I see these kids just dancing around, having a good time, singing along, and I've been on both ends. I've been down working with the kids too, and they talk about how much they love it, and it just that makes me really happy that I can be up there and doing something I enjoy and getting to watch other people enjoy it too. When I know if it weren't for that, or if it weren't for the church they were at, they might not enjoy something like, going to church. But I know most kids I've talked to love the worship team, or not team. Most of the kids that I've talked to just absolutely love the worship, and just love seeing us, and they'll run up to us after service and talk to us like, "Oh, love you, you're so fun, and they treat us like celebrities when really we're just normal people who are doing something that we have a passion for." The next thing is, what is your favorite word? I'm just gonna take the really ching response. I think my favorite word is something like spoon. I don't know why, I just like saying the word spoon a lot. Spoon! And it doesn't look like a real word. What is my least favorite word? My least favorite word is probably something to just any kind of slur, like demeaning, whore, slut, whatever, words like that just, I don't like words like that. They're my least favorite words. What turns me on? I don't know how blatant of a turn on that's supposed to mean, so I'm going to go personality-wise, just being able to make me laugh. If you can make me laugh, I'm probably in love with you. If you can make me smile when I'm having a bad day, I'm like, you are a keeper. I like you. Yes. What turns me off? Bad breath. If you have bad breath, I don't want to. I'll talk to you and whatever, but I've had people where they're up in my face talking real close and they have really bad breath. I'm just yeah. It's. What's a noise or sound you love? I think I'm tired, I'm sorry. One of my favorite sounds, like a sound that I really love, is the sound of rain. Mostly because we don't get it a lot where I am. Like just around my house, we don't have rain much. So when I hear it like hitting the window or on the roof, it sounds really nice. What sound or noise do I hate? I think just anything like really loud and like ear piercing. I'm not a loud noise person. So just anything like fire alarms or stuff like that. I don't like the noises because they're really high pitched and piercing and it doesn't feel good. What is your favorite curse word? I don't know what really counts as like a curse word, because there are some that are like definitely curse words and some that like are kind of curse words, and then some that are just like taboo with my mom. So I think my favorite is just the really simple like damn it. It's really simple. You can throw it pretty much anywhere with any word and it works. So what profession other than your own would you like to attempt? I don't have a profession yet. Like I don't I work as a pet sitter. The profession I want to go into is being a coroner. So if not counting that, another profession I'd want to do would probably be a children's pastor. Like I wanted to do that for a while and I felt very called to it, and then I didn't. It just kind of, I didn't feel called in there anymore. So I guess I'd do that. What is a profession you would not like to do? I would not like to be a garbage man or a garbage woman. No, you don't see women working with garbage, and that's because some people throw out some very weird and disgusting smelling things. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? I just want to hear him say, well done. Like, you ran that race, and I'm very proud of you. Well done. Come on in. If you're brave enough, sing us a little song. I kind of have a sore throat right now, and I know it's always an excuse like, hey, I made a vocal cover, but my throat hurts, sorry, or I'm sick, sorry. But I'll try that, I guess. You won't laugh at me like I'm not happy with anything, anytime, anywhere. 'Cause half of me's all about apathy, and the other half just doesn't care. Yay. So, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I kinda did. It was fun. I'll make another video soon, hopefully.